Welcome, welcome. Happy Hunger Games. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
True masculinity doesn't have to prove itself or be toxic or be violent or be belittling or degrading or any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to balance.
Majority of women have their narcissism fueled more.
No. You gotta realize he's simping and tricking are two different
They're
things.
constantly comparing to lions and
Because you guys have been rocking with the Lurker and Godmomma for some years. So truly appreciated that I even have this much of a platform to utilize to move forward with the type of projects I want to do. So thank you all for, being.
I was about to say rich rise, but it is clearly evening.
It's
So
evening,
rich
girl. Yeah,
rich-
grand evening, babe. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Concerned Citizens Podcast. We are your host, the Lurker and Godmomma. Oh, wait. Hey, I see the chat's popping.
Hey, chat.
Chat is popping. Yeah, y'all wanted this evening one, so here we are. Hey, Mod Squad. Well, we got Reef in the building. He wants to know, did y'all see the video of Diddy? Yes, we saw it, and we will discuss that at another time. We sure did see it. Nikki Crayon says she's here, but she's still watching court, so she will be back. Rocket Queen's in the building. Hey, Rocket Queen. How you doing, mama? And Mod Squad. What's up, Mod Squad? T Black is in the building. Kai. Oh, wait. How you doing, Levy? Kempfort. Okay, the comments. We'll get to that, y'all. Good evening, good sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, somebody forgot to tell you. Oh, Nikki's here with us now. Okay, cool, Nikki. Good. We right on time then. Godmomma, what do we have going on today, baby?
I'm hoping that the chat and the people who decide to hit the link at the end of the show can help us figure out what we have here with us today. Because I'm still trying to figure out what we have.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's why I asked for the chat, like, what's a good time for y'all? Because I'm going to need y'all's help on figuring out if this lady is good for us or she's on some toxic nature boy, weird cult vibe energy. And I kind of know what my men are going to say because she don't like men too well. But still.
We'll see. They might agree with her. They might agree with her. I don't know. There might be some women out there that agree with her. We don't know. And she does make some points that'll make you go, that's true. And the way I was brought up, you know what I'm saying? Don't shoot the messenger, right? Accept the message, let the messenger go. That's something I remove that from my thought process because to me, it does matter who the messenger is. To me, it does.
Yeah.
So she likes
really
men. She's faking it. Boys are stinky.
Well,
we gonna see. We gonna see.
Please make sure y'all hit that like, hit the subscribe if you're new, replay gang if you're new, share if you have the capabilities, even if it's just to yourself. So tonight we have on the floor the evolution of the Queen Maker, who is also known as Princella Clark. We're wanting to know, is this toxic femininity or is she the sisterhood savior? Because like we kind of introduced it to you guys, she does have some good points, but then again, she is kind of toxic.
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted to start at not necessarily her conception, right?
Right.
But as far back as we could find.
Mm-hmm.
And as far back as we could find was what, 2015?
Mm-hmm.
And she was preaching a different tune back then.
Oh yeah.
You know, back then she was very pro-black. She was nuclear family. She was, love the black
Modesty.
man. Mm-hmm.
She believed in modesty. Women
Mm-hmm.
cover up. Women, you know what I'm saying? Cook, clean, go to work, be your man's peace.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All
Submit,
of that.
all that
Yep.
stuff. To now she's men are incapable of love. You don't need a man for nothing,
Mm-hmm.
but just to produce.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's more to it. And I hope you guys enjoy the show that we have put together for you guys tonight. Because even though a lot of the times it was very cringe to watch, we both had to try to keep an objective, open mind to what she was saying and to try and give you guys a overall variety of who Princella Clark, the Queenmaker, is, and
Mm-hmm.
and what we decide. Not saying that again, just because of the climate, this is not intended for bullying, harassing of any
Right.
sorts. This is for our own educational entertainment purposes only. We are concerned citizens, and
Mm-hmm.
so we kind of this is an issue. She just got exposed.
Mm-hmm.
They just put
Exposed.
out the allegation that she is a cult leader, right? So
Allegedly.
alleged. So what is it? That's all I'm here for. What is it? We don't need the pitchforks yet, y'all. We don't need the pitchforks yet. But just what is it?
Okay. Hey, hubby. Okay, thank you for stopping by. Hit the up like and share us out. Thank you. All right. Well, like Godmomma said, we're trying to go back as far as we could, and this was not an easy task for us. But I'm the Lurker. This is Godmomma. This ain't our first rodeo of digging up some shit that's been archived, that's been hidden, something from a channel that only has 60 subscribers. We had to dig, but that's what we do. Okay. So when I told y'all we're going back to our roots, this is what I'm talking about. Okay.
Season 3.
If it's on the
Welcome to
internet,
season
it
3.
can be found. Trust me, it can.
It can. Most definitely can.
It can and it will. So we're gonna start off with, well, first things first, let me put this out here. Princella is a lesbian, or claiming to be a lesbian. I'm not sure if she's bisexual or what. She is still legally married to a man.
Correct.
They got married back in 2017. It's 2024. She's still married to this man.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that she says they co-parent their child together. They have one child together.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's way older than she is.
Mm-hmm.
So in one video, when you hear her say, "I was with one man that was 2 toes in the grave," that's who she was talking about.
Yeah, she was giving sprinkle.
Mm-hmm.
Because he kind of looked like sugar daddy material. He was not a handsome fella, and she was young. She was young.
Mm-hmm.
She had a little frame on her still. We won't show those pictures out of respect, but we did do some digging. Okay, we won't be showing any of that. And another thing I want to bring up is before we dive too into this woman has also put out fundraisers and GoFundMes. Okay, and these are all years ago, about a decade ago, a little bit less. So just keep all of this in the back of your mind. She's still legally married. Okay, and she's been known to do some fundraisers and GoFundMes. Just keep that in your mind as we proceed to give you what you need. Okay. All right, we're going to start off with our first video. And like Godmomma said, this is dated back to 2015. Let's get in. And we want to do it this way so you can hear it from her mouth not ours. Okay? This is not us. Give me 1 second, make it big. I'm having to use my left hand because the way I have my desk set up today. All right, let's get into this. Look at this lady. Now, I know we're not here to dog anybody's looks or appearances or anything like that, but honey child, what is this? What is this, Francilla?
When you running outside, showing your titties, showing your behind, advertising yourself in a sexual light, and then when it comes to a sister like myself, the reality is that these brothers ain't finna climb the tree to get me when they got video vixen over there that's willing to give it up. Cause see, I ain't no bad person to look at, but I also ain't no video vixen. Okay, I ain't gonna be shaking my behind in nobody's video, so I don't care. You see, I don't wear makeup. I might color my eyebrows in a little bit, put some outline in, but that's it. That's it. So I don't have to go through all of this stuff to attract an unconscious male, because the reality is you low-hanging fruit.
The reality is you
You're
low-hanging
low.
fruit. She ain't got to do all that to attract a man. A man? Oh, okay, Priscilla. All right, well, let's go on. We got another one queued right up. Okay, we're going to let Priscilla do a little bit of talking for us.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
You've never heard of Dr. Fivehead before? Well, you've seen it today, baby. Okay. You've seen it today. All right, Priscilla, what you got for us, Queen Maker?
It was just done. And so this is what I'm talking about. So people, I keep telling people, you can't keep calling these dudes men. These dudes men, okay? All right. When you go back and look, and then you can't call these females women either, because the responsibility is to be sure that you select the proper mate. A male has no ability to govern his emotions, okay, because he ain't been taught how to do that. A male does not have any leadership skills because he ain't been taught to do that. Okay, all of this stuff that I've been talking about forever. All right. First of all, when you look, why would a female want to date somebody that got tattoos all in their face? Okay. Already right there is a red flag. Already right there is a red flag. Dude got tattoos in his face, gold grill in his mouth. So we already know he ain't about nothing. So guess what? Who breaks up with who? She broke up with him. She broke up with him because it wasn't working. Well, no duh. It ain't gonna work if you rolling with an unconscious savage. I mean, okay. But what did I tell y'all? Love was not an emotion. So he believes that he was in love with her, but in reality, he was emotionally attached to her, and he put himself into her. He put his whole identity into her being. And then when she walked off with more than half of his soul, more than half of his spirit. And when if I came to your house right now and yanked your arm off, that would hurt you, wouldn't it? That would hurt you, wouldn't it? If I just walked off with your arm, chances are you probably come try to chase me down because you hurting and you in pain. And you probably gonna want to inflict pain on me because I inflicted pain on you by walking away with your arm, snatching it off and just running. Okay? That's exactly what it's like when you put your emotions into a person, because your emotions are connected to your soul. All right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when she walked off, it's like she walked off with his arm. Like she just snatched that sucker off and just walked away. So now he don't know what to do because he can't operate with one arm because he's been used to having two arms his whole life. So
You
to
can
stop
cut
the
it
pain, you know,
short,
take it out the
baby.
channel. What did
Because that's why I say sometimes it really gives my tent vibes.
Yes.
The circular talk, but let's continue.
Let's continue. Oh, did you want to hear more from that one?
No, ma'am.
Oh,
No,
okay.
ma'am.
I was about to say, because she ain't say too much more. She's just still telling how it's
Next,
a piece of your soul.
right?
A piece of
Next.
your soul. Okay, so this one is another one, another blast from the past. The evolution.
And she
Come
has
on,
even
Frank.
evolved in her look,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. She went from, I don't have to wear makeup, just eyeliner and eyebrows. Now she got on a full fucking face.
In this clip, y'all pay close attention because she tells you in this clip exactly where she gets all of her ideology from, her views on basically everything that she pushes out here, where she gets it from. And then
there's two parts in this, right? You want me to skip forward to another part or just this little part up here?
Put it on 2 times the play because Princella will slow walk us.
Yeah, I have it on 1.5. Okay,
or
let me put on one. Yeah, let's do 1.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want you to go all the way to 21 minutes because she says a lot. To now where she's at.
Okay, and this is relevant to some of the stuff we're gonna play later on. So this is why we're getting this out now, so y'all can hear. These are her words, not ours.
What are these people doing besides running a capitalistic hustle on Black people who desire to do something? You mean to tell me that as long as a person is being seen because they making money off the Black community, that's doing work? You making money off of poor people who are destitute and desperate to see some type of change that just don't know how to go about the damn change? Your answer is to sell them a fucking tape? Your answer is to sell them a ticket to a fucking convention? Same thing that David Banner is doing, sell them a ticket to come hear you talk, sell them a book, sell them a CD. This is all y'all doing, and then we gonna talk about at least they doing something, but they making millions off of poor people.
Millions off poor people.
They pulling a polite, a nigga who live out there in fucking Hollywood or Beverly Hills, off of the conscious community's hard-earned money because they trust these niggas like this. They putting their trust in these people. So now you mean to tell me simply because you work directly with somebody and you like this person, we shouldn't say a goddamn thing about the reality or the truth or where we are simply because you're directly connected to a person. But the people on my page, they want answers as to what they can do. They want to learn how they can alter their reality so that they can be a part of something that's actually going to change or shift the paradigm. Guess what? I ain't sold y'all shit. As a matter of fact, I'm giving the damn CD away if you just donate or say something that if you appreciate. You don't pay to watch these videos. You don't pay to inbox me in the fucking messenger. You don't pay to get a reply from me through no goddamn email. You ain't paying for this shit that I actually spend my time to teach you. You're not paying for that. So now you get upset because I ask you a question. But what did I teach you all? I said no one is beyond question. Nobody. Not me, not Farrakhan, not Boyce Watkins, not Dr. Claude Anderson, not no human on this planet is beyond question. So now I ask you a question. And because you don't know how to respond to this question, the first thing that you do is call me a feminist. This is what I have a problem with you Black women. Stop right there. Automatically, I have nothing else to say. You know why I don't?
A problem with who? Oh, okay.
I told you, y'all better pay attention.
Have anything to say? Because see, now you've configured in your own mind and create a perception, which is an illusion because you don't know who I am. And now to defend your position because you can't come up with a logical explanation to this question, you got to attack me to make it seem as if I'm protecting females and can't question a dude or even bring to light the reality of these males without being a feminist. This is why I had to go ahead and pull my mentor out the back of my pocket. Because what the people don't realize is that iron sharpens iron. Don't believe that I roll alone. What you see in a woman, me, and if you see the synergism around how me and my mentor operate, this is what male and female interaction should appear to be. Iron sharpens iron. So if you can't talk to me, no problem. No problem. If you got your male chauvinistic attitude, if you think that you're going to not talk to me simply because you got this thing going on in your head, no problem. I'll put you on the phone with a man. I just take it out of my back pocket, but you wasn't ready for that. You wasn't ready for that. And so now, because I hit you from the side, like, damn, I wouldn't think she was going to put no dude. I just called her a feminist. Well, if I'm a feminist, you got to back that up. Now you got to ask yourself, why the fuck do I have a mentor that's been mentoring me that's a man for 15 years? Now you got to ask that if I'm a feminist. You also got to ask that if I promote family. If I promote family. You got to ask, you got to face those questions now. So now because you are, which I didn't even intend. Here's the sad thing, people. I did not intend for this discussion to go left. I did not intend. I didn't have it set up that way. I actually assumed, and this is what happens, people. This is what happens when you create expectations or illusions in your mind. When you create expectations for people and create a fairy tale or a vision as to what something is going to do based on the actions of other people, guess what will happen? You will always get let down if you put too much into it. So I was actually just a little bit disappointed because I expected a little bit more out of that conversation than what actually manifested. Okay. And the only reason I expected that was based on the video yesterday that I thought that he would be able to come over here and convey. But because he did not realize what apparently he didn't comprehend, when he got on, when the damn go live thing, he automatically started to try to be a savior for the males. He tried to protect the image of the male instead of saying what the fuck he said yesterday on the damn video. You know why he did that? Because I specifically told him that I go hard on the males on my page simply so I could elevate them. But so they could see it and hear it from another dude so that they can hear from, because sometimes it's better to take something in from something that you can relate to. I said, they listen to me all the time and they have great respect for me, but I want them to hear it from another guy. Well, you was already saying this shit yesterday. So what the fuck changed? You didn't appreciate the fact that a female is elevating dudes. So now you got to come around the back and say, well, yeah, just because you got a penis don't make you a man. And I agree. And you say, but hold on, that also go to the female. No, duh. You don't, obviously, this is what happens when you don't research a person first. See, I invited him over here, but he didn't research me. So he don't know the totality of who I am. He created an illusion in his mind. And based on that illusion, he came out thinking that it was some feminist shit or believing it was some feminist shit. So immediately he tried to turn the sword on me. However, he just did a video that I didn't watch. I just looked at it on his page. And he did a video right after he got emotional and hung up. Now, for the guys out there, the one thing that I do appreciate about this commentary. You're right, Kevin. My mentor would have been better. You're right. But trying to link up with people to try to work listen, let me explain something to you. If you hear me, you automatically hear my mentor. Yeah, he'll come on here to give you a treat every once in a while just to show his face because I invite him and tell him to come on here. But if you hear me, you're hearing him. Because when it comes to politics and stuff, he taught me that stuff, okay? When it comes to how to think, he taught me this stuff. So I have gathered my own stuff.
Please, let's emphasize on that. We're coming to the end of the part that we're watching. So basically, she's telling us everything she's learned. She learned from what? From who? A man. Mm-hmm. A man. Chabu.
Stuff that I have incorporated into this to make the teaching stronger, okay? Based on experiences that I've had, all of the science and technology and project management and all of this stuff, I have incorporated my own teachings to this. But if you listening to me, you unequivocally are listening to my mentor, okay? This is what I mean by philosophy, okay? Philosophy. If we ain't on the same page, we're not gonna make it. If they kill me off, it should be about 100 more like me because we all on the same page. So it don't matter if you listening to me, if you listening to him, you gonna come out with the same shit, okay? It don't matter if you listen to me, him, or the other people that we're connected to, you gonna come out with the same goddamn shit. It's called multiplication, people. We too busy trying to add. Everybody believe that they can be on different pages and do this shit differently and not be on solid ground. It don't work that way. You either gonna be one, because if you're listening to me, you're listening to him. We one people. So it don't matter if you don't feel like listening to a female, oh, fuck that bitch. She a feminist. Okay, yeah, listen to him. It's the same shit. Okay? So anyway.
You can cut the tape.
Him,
cut the tape. Because we heard what we needed to hear.
And
she gets all her information from her mentor. Because these are the things I want y'all to remember and pay attention to. She got all of her information from her mentor, who she had been underneath his tutelage for 15 years. And at that time, that video was around like 2016, 17, around that area, before she was married. Because she got married in 2017. So this is pre-marriage. So 15 years, she would be a younger, because she's around my age.
Yeah, they said she's 37.
Yes. So she would be way younger. Keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
Also keep in mind where she said she was bashing Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, because they made people pay to learn things. And she doesn't make anyone pay for anything. All she wants you to do is just send a donation. She thought it was ignorant that you would have to pay someone a membership in order to be able to talk to them. Now, as we go through the evolution of the Queen Maker, you will see that she kind of backpedals on everything she started with. So we pose the questions to ourselves. So if we come to the end that she's just evolving, is it okay for someone to evolve, or do they have to stay in the same mindset? So keep that in your mind. Keep that in your mind as well.
Yes.
Is she just evolving, or is this a destructive type of evolution?
Is she just a hypocrite? Or is she just like every other, like she was saying, Farrakhan's and Brother Polites, he's in Hollywood. Did she just replace them? Did she pick up on their teachings and say, I can do it better? I can finesse it. These women need a savior.
Yeah, because let's be honest, we are the ones who support most of the financial fuckery of these endeavors. But moving on, what do we have next? Good sus. What do you
All
have
right.
next?
Well, this is Princella. This is after she has her baby. This is 5 years ago. So I guess that would make it 2019, right? So this is after she has her child. This is a gentleman. It's just a call-in. There's no video. It's just audio on this. Oh, wait. I put the wrong thing. I turned my screen off. Let me come over here. Now, this is Princella giving some of her backstory. I guess she was homeless at one point. She wasn't abused by a man. She kind of gives a little bit of intimate details into her life. So let's listen to some of this. And she also speaks on her mother in this. So there's 2 parts in this audio. It's 30 minutes. We're not going to listen to it all. We're going to jump on and then move on. All right, y'all. Let's see what she got to say.
So it's up to you. You might not have broken you, but you're the only one that can fix you.
Right.
It's your responsibility. Nobody else is responsible for your life.
Yeah. See, y'all getting some strong opinions today. I knew Princella was gonna bring it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I went from I lived on the streets twice. When I got here to Houston in 2012.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't have $1 to my name. I had to catch a ride with my friend's uncle, who happened to come to Shreveport on a whim for a funeral, and I just hitched a ride back with him. And my friend gave me $20 so I could have something to eat. When I say I got down here with nothing, I got down here with nothing. And I had just got out of a serious situation where a guy pretty much broke me out of $40,000 and left me penniless. So I had to move. I couldn't find a job in Shreveport. It was an abusive relationship. I got here and I ended up sleeping on the floor at my brother's apartment right in the corner. And within 2 weeks, I picked up a door-to-door sales job. My brother didn't want me to get a job right away, but I got here, found something, and I went in a big city that I didn't know anything about.
and I went knocking on doors all the way in God knows where at the time. You know, I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, walk a half a mile to the parking ride, catch 3 buses to get on the other side of town just to go knock on doors all the way up to 2 o'clock that night. And then I would have to catch the bus back home and do the same thing over and over again. I did that for 8 months after I got here. Then I got into a situation, ended up getting kicked out of my brother's house with nowhere to go. And that's how I ended up living on the streets in a big city like Houston. January, cold, nowhere to go. And I finally got a job. I got out of all of that. And in 2013, I went to Bamboo Poetry Spot. Saw Khalid there. I was like, man, I want to get into the scene. And then that's when I went to the improv. And then I just made it my point to get in touch with you guys and be a part of that. But a lot of the things that I went through, had I blamed the guy who took 40 grand from me, had I blamed my mama, my family, and all of that stuff, I would probably still be struggling.
Yeah.
You know?
And I've known you a while, and this is the first time I heard about the 40,000.
Oh yeah, no, I got hurt pretty bad within that. That put me in debt. That put me in a real bad place.
Wow.
You know, but I bounced back. Psychologically, that person was abusive. You know, and when I was here, I don't think you know about this, but I ended up getting kicked out of my brother's house or apartment because the neighbor, I put together a whole blues show for him, and I guess he had some psychological issues and some beef in Houston that I didn't know anything about, and so the blues show, he was actually wanting to put it together to be in competition.
Oh wow!
With some other people that he used to deal with and fell out with.
And got you caught in the mix.
Got me caught in the mix, which I didn't know nothing about it, but a lot of people took a liking to me. So I was putting the whole thing together, and he felt like I was trying to take over because all of the people was communicating with me.
Right.
You know, and he was another narcissist. He wanted to be the big man on scene. He wanted to be the one that looked big. Oh, Mario putting this together, this, that, and the other. But everybody was coming through me. So he really got offended, and he basically one day he put his hands on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he grabbed me by the throat and picked me up and slammed me on the floor. And I got away from that situation. And after the show was over, he stole my license plates on the car. What? Yeah, he stole my license plates on my car because when I bought that car off a door-to-door sale, and I bought it in cash with no money left over to buy insurance and everything else. And so I ended up that when I bought that car, everything went from bad to worse. All of a sudden, cops just started stopping as soon as I got that car. And I ended up with 8 warrants. And I couldn't pay him. And so he knew I had those warrants. So after that, his objective was to take a license plate to get me stopped by the cops again.
Wow.
So I got, you know, I got a rough hand dealt to me, but
So we hear this, right? And she says from 2012, she's staying with her brother. Her brother didn't even offer her a bed. He had her on the floor. She's saying she lived on the floor, yada, yada. And she's doing some weird video work with the neighbor. The neighbor abuses her. Where was her brother at that time to come defend his sister? I do not know. Is this her biological brother? I'm not sure.
But there were accusations thrown out that at one point in time she sold her body to kind of get by. And she even kind of hints to it in a way in a video. You know, saying a man got mad at her because she told him he had to pay for it first. And then he kind of told her price was too high and that he would rather be in a relationship with her instead of keeping than to pay. So, you know, I that's why I would say allegedly, because she doesn't have any charges that I've seen brought to the table for anything like that. So that's what I'm saying. The warrants, I think she said, was because she didn't have any insurance and stuff like that.
Tickets. And that happens. That does happen. There's people who don't pay their speeding tickets or pay their insurance or they don't show up to court. They don't do anything. You get them piled up. Yeah, you'll get warrants, but it's petty. It's nothing crazy. They're not going to hold you. They're not like big warrants.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to fast forward to this other mark where she talks a little bit about her mother and her mother's mental health.
Friend.
People always say, well, forgive and forget. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you.
Yes.
So if that's true, why hasn't nobody has taught people how to forgive?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to forgive out of love, which means you have to do 5 things or come to 5 things in yourself to
check these 5 boxes.
Yeah, to even get yourself to a point of even being able to let go of something. Because like with my mother, me and my mom don't have a really good relationship at all. And it's not me, it's her, and I'm not mad at her, but she has things that has happened in her lifetime that she is not psychologically or emotionally equipped to deal with them. So the way her mind works, she carries things on for years and years and years. And as a result of her hurt and her self hate, I was collateral damage in her.
Right.
Now, most people will grow up broken, damaged, and all of this and blame the mother, carrying all of that hurt. But if you don't understand how to forgive, you'll say you forgive somebody and still be mad at them. Why am I not mad at my mother for all of the abuse? Because my mama really, I put it like this. My relationship with my mom is so bad. And like I said, it's not me. She just texted my brother to tell him that she ain't want nothing to do with me or my newborn.
Wow.
She wanted him to tell her that she hated me and my newborn. That's just how bad it is. Just want you to know.
Wow.
Okay. So how could I not even be hurt by that? Because
her mama said
my idea of love is understanding, compassion, sacrifice to ensure the survival of and willingness to die for. For these 3 things, you have 3 things that you need to have to even be able to forgive anybody. Most people are.
So we'll leave it at that because she doesn't get too much further into anything else. And then it starts talking some rhetoric. So y'all see where we're going, right? Y'all, this is a woman scorned by her own mother. There's another video clip. It's in one of the things that we'll get to further on where she speaks about she speaks about her younger life. But for her mother to say, she didn't even tell Priscilla. She said she told Priscilla's brother. I don't want
and not even
her
or the grandbaby.
Or the grandbaby. And so it just seems like, so she's getting her butt beat by men. She's got men taking her for $40K. Her own mother wants nothing to do with her. What is that a recipe for? Especially if you don't go get help, especially if you don't go get guidance, if you don't release that. What is that a recipe for?
I think Vicky said it. It's sounding like a cult member now, for real.
Cult member? Leader?
Yes,
member?
We are a member at this point, baby. Right at these years, she was definitely a member of something. Because I've been watching the chat and people have been pulling out, like, you see how she's doing her eyes and the facial. Like, I knew I was not the only one seeing these types of behaviors in this young woman or whatever. Sorry for what I said, right? But I don't know if what she said if we're gonna say she's giving cult member energy now, maybe that's why she's giving cult leader energy now.
If you can't beat them, join them. Right?
Saying.
And if you can't join them, then beat them.
And that's looks like where we're going.
Yeah. If you can't beat them, join them. And if you can't join them, beat them. So the next on the docket is Priscilla wrote a book, right?
Yeah.
That's what she's kind of known for. That was her little fame to claim somewhat. Now, mind you, she just got done saying, y'all keep giving money to these Brother Polites and these Farrakhan's and these da-da-da-da-da. So she took it upon herself to say, fuck it, I'm going to write a book. It's not a memoir. It's not an autobiography. It's not how I overcame my mother who disowned me. No, that's not the name of the book. No, it's 41 Shades of Men.
Period.
So another thing I want to bring up, I had told you guys at the beginning that she had done a fundraiser and a GoFundMe. That podcast that we just heard, that little snippet we just heard, she had just had her child. During this time on Facebook, she puts out a fundraiser. She says that her supporters requested it. So she does a Facebook fundraiser for $2,500. It didn't meet its goal. It was at $2,300. Interesting. Anyways, for her
How
baby.
convenient.
How convenient. So she's married
Because
now.
it's still open, correct? People can still donate to. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
So she's married at this time now to a man. Had his child, a baby girl. This is all after she's come out of homelessness, abuse, warrants, 40K, yada, 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 yada. I'm not sure why she needed to do a fundraiser for her baby, because it's titled for her baby. We're not going to show it because it has her child's government name and it's very personal. We weren't even going to blur it out because it's just, if you want to find it, you guys go find it. Okay. But why? Why wasn't she able to rely on the baby father? Why did she have to go to the public? Or was this her transition into scamming? Or maybe not scamming, but into seeking public funds? So, because not longer after the fundraiser, she opens a GoFundMe.
For people to help her
educate herself.
Yes, further her education so that she can turn around and educate them. And conveniently, that one is very close to its goal, but not yet reached and still open and active.
Still open and active. Yep. And y'all can look that up for yourselves as well. It's a bunch of rhetoric of pay for my education so I can educate you. Don't go pay for your own education. No. Don't go learn for yourself. Let me do the learning for you and I'll come break it down for you. Don't say you're going for yourself or your kids to educate. Educate me.
Because you're too stupid and ignorant to be able to decipher the education the way that it's supposed to be deciphered. But as we go on, you'll see that what we're talking about, she says this herself. So, I mean,
a lot of women do have ain't shit baby daddies, but this is her husband. She's still legally married to this man. This is her husband. So it's not just a baby daddy. It's her husband. And there are a lot of ain't shit husbands out there.
Period.
But usually you divorce them when you turn full-fledged lesbian, when you start writing books called 40 Shades of Men.
Or The Art of Finesse.
Or The Art of Finesse. That's right. Cosmic Currency had me tickled.
Hey, Miss Global.
Hey, Miss Global.
Yes,
Miss Global, I sent you a DM and you never checked it. We wanted some old stuff from you, but we kept it pushing. So, hi, Mama. Okay, so now she's going to tell us about her book. And we're not going to listen to all this. And y'all, I'm sorry for that stupid laugh. I have sarcasm just running through my veins, okay? It's been a long week for us. So for us to end like this, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting a little silly and giggly and the giggle wiggles, right?
The giggle wiggle.
All right, here goes Prince. Oh, I didn't share the screen. I'm sorry. I was about to play it. Hold on. It's always a damn book. It's always a damn book. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. And Godmomma, you just let me know when we're done with this one.
Nothing biased.
Okay. 145.
Want to write anything biased. You can't write a book with ChatGPT without your input, without you controlling what it writes.
Rewind it back to 35 seconds, please, so they can hear how she got to these ChatGPT books.
But I wrote this book while I was sitting on live Facebook for a whole month after I got fired from my last trucking job. After I got fired from my last trucking job, I sat right here and wrote this book. I I wrote this book just recently. ChatGPT was acclaimed to writing this book. But if anybody knows ChatGPT, you know ChatGPT ain't finna write nothing biased. ChatGPT is not going to write anything biased. You can't write a book with ChatGPT without your input, without you controlling what it writes. Clearly, people don't use ChatGPT, because if you use ChatGPT, you would know that. To go to show you, I got a whole show on YouTube with me arguing with ChatGPT.
Next. Because listen, if anybody's been following her and B. Taylor's little expose, right? B. Taylor says that at one point in time, Princella was selling these books for $30 a pop, correct? And she kind of had to convince her to lower the price because they were produced by ChatGPT. A lot of us know how ChatGPT works. Okay.
Well, she's saying that now, mind you, that video is prior to this video we've got queued up where her ex states out her mouth, "Hey, I was on the phone with you. I was there." Well, hell, I'll let her say it for herself. I don't need to tell y'all. Shoot, let them tell it for themselves. That's what we here for, ain't it? All right, I'll have to rewind it. Oh, let me come back over here and share my screen with y'all. Boop, boop, boop. Get that queued up a little bit. Dun-dun-dun-dun. ChatGPT is an AI, artificial intelligence. It can write its own code. It can write codes for you. It can write resumes for you. It can do a lot of things. ChatGPT. We did a live here on this channel about that about a year and a half ago. It's powerful. It's amazing if properly used, but it's not 100% accurate either. So ChatGPT can write scripts. It can write full scripts for you. You just type in, write a book about a girl who fell down off a bridge. ChatGPT will. It will. And you'll have to go in and critique some things because again, it hasn't been fully, it's not 100% accurate, but yeah.
They just, since we're in the podcasting, side, they letting the audience know, right? They have podcast apps where people don't even have to produce their own show. They just put the title in and the AI will generate a whole show for them. So the people who do take their time to really plan and do their shows, please show them some love, because we're starting to usher into an era where people are going to start getting real lazy with their content creating and investigating work. So what's B. Taylor got to say, girl? What's she?
Let's get into, well, there's a lot, but there's only two. I'm only going to play one. Well,
because when I watched it, I watched parts and then I backed out and came back in because she was giving.
Okay, hold on. I have to play the part where Princella plays the piano. I'm sorry. I'm an NAB, so I have to play that. But I have 2.5 pages of notes on this B. Taylor live. It was a labor of love because I don't like listening to people's boyfriend girlfriend drama. I just I don't care for it too much. But there were a lot of things shared, and I'm sure majority of you guys have watched it. If not, you're not missing too much. It's just drama. But right here where I'm at, just to stick with the ChatGPT claim, I'm going to play this real quick, and then we'll kind of bounce it around with Miss B. Taylor.
Somebody, are you talking to somebody? And she goes, well, somebody has my interest. And I'm like, you calling me every day. And this was a really hurtful situation for me personally. And you hop on the next girl like that. But I should have known better And maybe that's my karma for getting involved with you when you had a second girlfriend. So I can't even get mad at that. That's how you move. You showed me how you move. You hop from one chick to the next chick to the next chick to the next chick because you can't be alone. You don't like being alone. You need to tell people the truth. It's not good to be alone. Pete, you tell women all the time, don't choose men, choose yourself. If you don't want to be a lesbian, be by yourself. But you realize you can't be by yourself. You don't like being by yourself. You're very clingy. You're very codependent. You need to have somebody on the phone with you day and night. You need to have somebody on the phone with you until you fall asleep. And you need to have somebody on the phone with you when you wake up. You feed off my energy to write your ChatGPT book that you're releasing. I'm like, why are you selling that book for $30 when ChatGPT helps you write it? Nothing wrong with using AI to help assist you. But when you have AI actually just write the entire book for you and sell it for $30, I don't think that's right. That book was made to help people and help women because the idea behind it was to help women finesse to not get injured, finesse turning down men and not get injured. But now you said, I'm gonna sell it for $12. I'm gonna sell it for $7. It's gonna be affordable. I'm gonna sell it for $12. I'm gonna sell it for $20. Now it's only $30. I helped you with that book. I sat on the phone with you when you had ChatGPT write that book, and now you're selling it for $30. That's not right.
Okay. Well, she says she's a witness to it. She said she was on the phone with her nonstop. Priscilla's needy. Can't be on her own. Which, when you've been abandoned by your brother and your mother, that makes sense on why you are in constant need of someone being there. Abandonment issues is what it's called, right?
Yes.
Nothing like a woman scorned. And that's what it is. And baby, nothing like a woman scorned. So let me get into these notes real quick of the B. Taylor live. Because again, I don't want to play too much, but I want to work up to this other part that I do want to play when she was on somebody else's panel. So basically, this beautiful lady right here on our screen, B. Taylor, met Priscilla through a fellow YouTuber, not in Manosphere. It's a friend that's right there with her. Actually, she gets on the screen later on. That's where she met Priscilla. After the live that they did the first time she met Priscilla, they kind of stay in the background a little bit, and it was B. Taylor's birthday, to be specific. Priscilla, and B. Taylor had posted on her Instagram some oyster stuff that she had been eating. Well, here goes Priscilla in that night of the live that the first time they met. She goes, I want to take you for oysters. So Priscilla had been doing some little homework. Okay, get into it, baby. Now at this time of B. Taylor meeting Priscilla, she had just come off a bad breakup. She was engaged. They were supposed to get married the year that she met Priscilla. They have a child together. And she says out of her own mouth, she was just in a very vulnerable spot. And wasn't that just a recipe? A buffet for Queen Maker. So they end up going to dinner. Not that night, but further on. Priscilla was extremely touchy during this. And B. Taylor has not been with a woman. She is claiming to be a heterosexual woman at the time. And Priscilla is very touchy with her. She gets down on her knees in front of everybody at the restaurant and starts massaging B. Taylor's feet. So she's just doing being extravagant. And we've seen people get their feet washed in some weird places. So we know about that.
And we've seen the quote unquote leader love bomb someone that hard too when they first come in the door, right? We watched it time and time again. Ooh, this is kind of cringe.
And I can't play you guys go search up B. Taylor and you guys can watch it. It was a 3-hour expose, or you could just sit here and get the cliff notes. Either way, baby. Okay, so after that, B. Taylor claims that even though she was in this vulnerable breakup spot, she kind of let her guard, she did let her guard down because Priscilla was a woman. So she was coming at her as like a sister, friend. I'm going to let my guard down. And you know what I'm saying? I'm going to hear this spill you're talking, but that's not Priscilla's. That's not what Priscilla wants to do. Okay. That's not what she got in her mind. Priscilla, like, yeah. Okay. Push it moving. Priscilla ends up realizing B. Taylor's presence in the manosphere. And she wants to get in over there. She was already cool. Priscilla was already kind of cool with Daryl Long. But B. Taylor was getting a lot of reaction out of the manosphere. So Priscilla tells her, hey, why don't we do a troll move? Let's do a deep troll move. Let's get in on this manosphere. She tells B. Taylor to dress sexy, show her cleavage, and then rile the men up a little bit, say a little spice, say some buzzwords, some trigger words, get them riled up, and let Priscilla come in and save B. Taylor.
And we have that a portion of
Okay.
that queued up too.
And we do, and we'll get to that in just a second. Then she says B. Taylor said she was used to men spoiling her, not necessarily tricking with her, but just she's a pretty girl. Every gentleman that she's had in her life, she's used to men, hey girl, got you girl, here's this girl. Priscilla wasn't like that with her. Priscilla wasn't really, she would do it at certain times after they had an argument. Right? Then she would go get some flowers and da. It wasn't just like, oh, you look good, or here's $50 to go get your nails done, or however much y'all spending to get your hi brother. Hi brother. Good to see you. Love you. So okay, we're going on with that. What else do we have over here? Yeah, again.
Which is interesting because I have a clip where Priscilla is new to lesbianism too. She's just been a lesbian for maybe a couple of years now.
Priscilla.
And yes, Priscilla. So this is new. This woman on woman relationship is new to her. And in this clip that I have, she goes on to explain that she's actually asexual or demisexual. So she can really just flow from one sexual partner to the other, but she has to be mentally stimulated. So just as B. Taylor is new to being with a woman, Priscilla is too. So don't let her fool you that she's been doing this for a while, or she was bi secretly in the closet. No, none of that. None of that. One day she woke up and said, you know what, fuck. But let's continue.
Okay, back to the notes. That's right, Global. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so blah blah blah, trolling manosphere, not giving her money, not, and it's not like she didn't want money, because B. Taylor has her own. She has a journalist degree. She has her own home. She's been independent for some years. So B. Taylor isn't trying to get in a relationship to live off anybody.
Right.
And Priscilla wants somebody to need her in the relationship.
Yes.
Okay. So, and I've talked about this before, a narcissist doesn't always go after the weak ones. They like the strong ones so they can break them down. Okay. So, after the date though, so they go on the date, she's getting her feet rubbed. You know what I'm saying? They're blah, 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 blah. Because the way B. Taylor was talking, she kind of jumped around a little bit. But anyways, after the date, they go to say goodbye. They give each other a hug. And again, B. Taylor is still not seeing her sexually, not seeing her as that. She's still like, we're just kind of homies getting to know each other. And, little this, blah, blah, blah. Well, they go to hug. Priscilla lays her head on her chest and kind of just squeezes around her waist and kind of just there for a minute. And B. Taylor's like, okay. Then Priscilla pulls out her phone. She's like, oh, are we going to take a picture or something? No, she pulls out porn. On their first date. Hold on, baby. Hold on. On their first date, she pulls out porn. Or corn, or however you guys want it. We're all adults here. We know what time it is. Pulls out porn.
A late night show.
Okay. To show B. Taylor a certain position that is Priscilla's favorite position. I won't say it because I didn't understand. It was something like Trini or Triley or Trolley, or I didn't know. I had this closed captions on. I still didn't know what it was, but it's some lesbian position that is Priscilla's, I guess, favorite lesbian position, and showed B. Taylor, hey, this is, I'm saying, I want to do this with you. And B. Taylor was like, what the fuck? B. Taylor was like, she was like, she admits to ignoring red flags. So she's walking back all the red flags. Okay. She's manning wrong. Exactly. T-Black, she's doing it wrong. You can tell she ain't got that much experience on how to pull the ladies. Because if me girl pull out some porn on the first day, bitch, I'm calling 911. Get the fuck away from me. Okay. So moving right along. After the date, after they've been talking for a little bit, Priscilla admits to having a girlfriend. So not only is Priscilla legally married to a man. She has some Asian girlfriend, and now she has B. Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. B. Taylor watches Priscilla break up with that girl, but she did it in a very abandonment way. Very abandonment. Just kind of dropped her off, just kind of went mute, went ghost on, kind of ghosted her, basically.
Which now listen, because she's an Aquarius just like me, and we tend to be able
and
to
B. Taylor's a Libra.
And we tend to do that. Like when we're done, cut the cord, we're done. So I don't, Oh, my trucker hat.
Hold on, let me show you what I'm here to do. This is my favorite position right here. You see how I rubbed your feet? I was getting them chakras ready for this. For this.
What type of man can do this?
Jeez. Yeah, okay. So anyways, we're moving through it, y'all. Look, these notes are good. These are juicy, bitch. I'm a good little note taker over here. So then after the girlfriend, she goes to girlfriend. Now, mind you guys, they were only together 6 months. This is all in a span of 6 months. This is barely the first date. We're moving on. As they have kind of stayed talking, they were going on this like little road trip.
Mm-hmm.
B. Taylor had to use the bathroom. This is B. Taylor's first time experiencing verbal abuse or seeing that side of Priscilla.
Okay.
So B. Taylor has to go to the bathroom.
Don't think that I'm laughing when she says abuse or anything like that because I'm discrediting the victim, because I'm not. I'm just giggling because I feel like I've watched this movie before and I know how it plays out. So please don't mind me. Okay. And I don't mind me.
No, you're good. You're good.
Because I'll quick be like,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm with you. Let's go. Hey, Fondy. Hey, mama.
Hey, Fondy.
Awkward and uncomfortable. I love this chat. I love you guys so much. Okay, so we're moving. Oh, is that me? Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm sorry. Okay, so moving right along. This is the first time she's starting to see abuse. They were in a car going on a little road trip. B. Taylor had to use the bathroom. She requests, hey, can we pull over to Chick-fil-A so I can use the bathroom? B. Taylor says, Priscilla says, no, you can use the gas station when we need to stop. Okay. Mm-hmm. And she's like, okay, and she's like, well, I really can't hold it. And we're going to be passing there's a Chick-fil-A, like literally right here. Like just pull in. She drives past it. And B. Taylor made out a sound. And Priscilla, I guess, went off on her. See, I didn't bring you here for all this. And this is the first time B. Taylor's seeing it. She gets explicit with her. And B. Taylor's like, what the fuck? Then they get quiet. Mm-hmm. They get quiet in the car. And Priscilla's like, oh, now you got an attitude. I don't want to ride with you. She's starting to see this. But again, she's ignoring these red flags.
I was watching it live because by this time I had already saw what Priscilla was doing, or I not necessarily saw what she was doing, but my interest had peaked because I saw how she was hit. Because I've been watching the Manosphere for a long time, just bush watching, and so I watched when she kind of dipped her little toe in and did what she did with B. Taylor. And then Aunt T did a live kind of recapping like the whole explosion and what happened. And that kind of made it more interesting to me. Like, wait, what's going on? Because B. Taylor is completely heterosexual. So why is she now with this open lesbian, I hate men woman? So I was kind of following their interactions, and I watched that specific live that you're talking about. And it was cringe, friend. They were in the car driving, and it was giving Eligio and Velvet. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yes,
I'm not even gonna hold you. She was like, can we just go in the Chick-fil-A? The bathroom's cleaner. And Priscilla was like, see, that's what I'm wrong. You just don't want to go one stop, one place. I'm like, and she's like, and if you get with a man, he's gonna tell you the same thing. And I'm thinking, no, my husband usually asks me, where do you want to stop?
If we're on a road trip together, any place I want to stop, we're stopping. Any place.
And I'm the one who's already planned the stops before we've left.
Okay. And he'd be happy to do it too. Well, you in the bathroom, I went and found this. You like this? Well, you're in the bathroom, I went and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
I got you something to drink. Like
yeah.
what?
Thank you. Thank you. That's how it be when I'm on road trips with mine. But and I'm not trying to throw that in anybody's face. But these were red flags that she was witnessing. Holding me hostage from using the bathroom, girl, goodbye. Anyways,
that's kind of weird.
That's a red flag. That's a sign of a narcissist right there. And then gets upset that you're upset and you're having to hold your pee. Now I'm going to torture you. Mm-hmm. Anyways, moving on, she starts to see more rage from Priscilla. Mm-hmm. Just as time now, after that has happened, they, go back to still kind of being friends or whatever. And Priscilla is just snappy about not every little thing, but just certain things to her. Mm-hmm. Well, why are you doing it like that? Why are you doing it like this? See, that's what's wrong with you women. And that's why these niggas do y'all the way y'all get done. Mm-hmm. Starts doing that card.
She was always disconnecting herself from women when she would talk to B. Taylor. I noticed that a lot. She would disconnect herself completely from being a woman. You women, instead of saying us women or us or we like we normally do. It's you. And that was interesting to me with their dynamic.
And wanting to also get B. Taylor secluded. Mm-hmm. Quit fucking with these people. Quit. Why are you over there with them? They filling your head with this. Mm-hmm. We know, y'all, this is a recipe. This is a recipe. So yada yada. B says, oh gosh. I don't even know if I want to bring this up. Okay, I will because fuck it. B. Taylor said it, not me. These aren't my words. These are just the notes I took on her live. But
it's
basically,
a nothing ass bitch warning. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Basically, Priscilla lives in filth. She's one of those people that sits behind a screen and judges or only shows you a tiny box. She lives in pee stained mattresses. Her daughter doesn't have the best situation. It's a 2-bedroom. She called it a studio, but a studio isn't 2 bedrooms. So I'm not sure how it's set up, but she said it was 2-bedroom, that the child does not have its own bedroom, that the child's room was turned into her YouTube studio. Aww. So, and the little girl sleeps on a dirty sofa or a little makeshift thing.
So is that why she was hollering the other day that B. Taylor was the one who has CPS at her house? Because B. Taylor said all of these things out loud?
That's what she's saying. Yes. Okay. But it's probably just manosphere sending niggas out. I'm sure. Yes. But your child needs adequate. You don't turn, if you have a 2-bedroom, you don't turn one into, like, I'm right here in my bedroom right now. Mm-hmm, I could be out in my other space, but that's a little loud and it's a little communal. So that's what you do. My kids have their own room. My pets have their own area. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Or you don't impede on your child's space. You
for
make
a YouTube studio.
Right? No.
So she went from truck driving
Chat books better get you up out that little house, shorty. You need at least a 3-bedroom, apparently.
Yeah, so you can have your studio. Or just, whatever. Okay.
Anyways, I was about to get into a whole tangent, child, but moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna move that on. She just says that basically, B. Taylor says that basically Priscilla lives a hypocritical lifestyle while she's out here talking about all these men and how they don't wash and how they don't clean up. That's Priscilla. Priscilla lives that life. Oh yes, B. Taylor also made a claim that Priscilla doesn't even really like women, and she's not talking sexually. She's talking about just overall. And that's when they were saying that asexual, that demisexual. She's not, even though she does enjoy fornicating, she just doesn't like women.
Well, we just heard before here, she said, that's why I don't like you black women. Did she not? Okay.
She said, she got a little attitude with that.
That's why I want you guys to understand everything that we've played is kind of leading you to somewhere else. Somewhere else. This is why this is the evolution of the Queen Maker. Because at one point in time, is she really just living the same still? But she's just now become a lesbian, really. become that man that's abused her.
Yes, she's more, and they say that a lot, that the abused can sometimes turn into the abuser. The offended can become the offender.
Correct.
Not uncommon. Not uncommon. And now in this day and age where you could be whatever I'm a unicorn today. You know, it's highly promoted. Okay, so moving on, yada yada. It's just a lot of stuff here. I don't know if there's anything. Okay, here. B. Taylor says that Priscilla, when she didn't like something about B. Taylor, once they finally became, this is like about a month and a half in, 2 months in, that anything that Priscilla didn't like about B. Taylor, she'd go to the internet and talk about. So if they would have a disagreement, if they would have an argument, instead of handling it in-house, Priscilla would fire up a live right there in front of B. Taylor and be like, I can't stand emotional people. I can't stand
a real nigga moment.
A real nigga moment. That's exactly what it is.
It in.
That's what it is. So that's what she would do. Right. She would do. She would get online and be like, this is the shit I don't like. When you over emotional, when you da 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 da. But it was always directed towards B. Taylor and the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. We just didn't know it. She would turn it into a lesson for us. Okay.
Taylor, just let us know if you was if she put you in the closet too, shorty, because this is what it's giving.
Let us know. Yes. Where were you? Did you have to stand in the corner?
Ma'am.
Hands at your side, soldier.
Chin up.
Okay. This was interesting. B. Taylor says that Priscilla thinks that heterosexual women deserve to get beat and raped. That's what they get for being with men. Do you want to be with a man? Don't complain when a man beats you. That's what you get. You put yourself there. Don't hold the man accountable. But we heard earlier how you know what I'm saying? You have to take accountability for yourself and you da. No, she switched it up. Now it's your fault because this grown man can't keep his hands to himself. I didn't hear her saying that when the neighbor choke slammed her.
Right.
She wasn't saying it was my fault for working with him. She didn't say any of that, did she? Hell no. It was a sub story. This man, he stole $40,000 from me. I was homeless. This other man beat my ass. Well, Priscilla, that's what you get. Isn't that what you preach?
That's what she said.
Don't you preach that? Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. She separates herself from us. Right? We deserve it, not her. She doesn't deserve it. We deserve it.
What it's given at this point, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's given. Okay, so next. Okay, the only reason why Priscilla wrote the book, 41 Shades of a Man, is because she lost her job and needed money. She didn't give a shit. She wanted to be controversial. She wanted to troll the manosphere. And she wanted to show women how stupid we are and we'd fall for anything and pay for anything. And she fucking proved it. Well, not us. Not us over here. She ain't proved shit to us because we ain't buying. We know better, bitch. We ain't bought a fuck ass thing. Okay.
But that's what she said in the video that we watched before we moved to B. Taylor. She tells you, I got fired from my trucking job company, and I went to chat. I sat here and talked to y'all and went on Facebook and la-di-da-di-da.
Yeah, well, shit, look at these dumb bitches. If what you doing for a man, you could be doing for me. Okay, then we discussed the ChatGPT, and we'll circle back to the heterosexual women because she also brought up the mothers of sons. Okay, and I've got a clip for that coming up. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm about done with these notes. B. Taylor also says that Priscilla doesn't think women are capable of changing the world. She used to. She used to think that women could change the world and it was all the men's fault. Get rid of all the men, put the men in their place, and the women will change the world. Well, Priscilla, I guess, doesn't really think that on the back end. Go figure. And the only women Priscilla wants to talk to is the women. Thank you, T Black. I learned it from you. I've been practicing my Priscilla. Y'all see, I got my P up here. I'm pimping tonight. We pimping tonight, ladies. That's what we doing. We're letting these men know. But anyways, know that Priscilla doesn't think women are going to change the world. And the only women she wants to talk to is the ones that pay her. So if you're not paying her, she don't have time for you, shorty. Unless you're not doing her favorite position, she don't have time for you, shorty. Imagine that. How many other Negroes are like that? You couldn't talk to Brother Pharaoh, or what's his name, Brother Polite, right? You got to pay for that. Oh, okay. She's taking all the notes. And guess what, women? And I'm not trying to talk bad about any lesbians or bisexuals. Y'all do your thing. But all she has done is gained her ideology from men and just flipped it on you goofy bitches, and you're falling for it. Away. Okay. What else? And that's about it. B Taylor does end up taking accountability quite a few times throughout the live. And she does admit that she ignored many red flags and can't blame anybody but herself. So that's where we are. But to stick on topic with some of the things that B Taylor said, I want to pull up. Give me 1 sec. I want to pull up one more thing.
Listen to him. We want people.
That
you can't point to me
let me
nowhere.
close this real quick. Oh, I didn't realize I was still sharing. Cool, perfect. Let me go to my playlist. This is Lotus Flower. Okay, so after B Taylor does this expose, she takes herself over here to a channel called Lotus Flower. I'm not familiar with her. If she's Manosphere, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's not here. I have to do it over here. And go back to my history. It's not in our playlist. I forgot. Where is my Lotus? Here is my Lotus. Yeah, give me just a sec to make sure I got it queued up to the 2-hour mark. I'm sorry about all that. Come over here. Oh, it's already queued up, baby. I know that's right. Okay, let's listen to a little bit of this. This is B Taylor.
We actually really had real feelings for each other. We respected each other after the breakup. We respected the fact that once it ended, we didn't run and bash each other and do all these things. This was a karmic relationship. It was a trauma bonding relationship. I was a project because she really got very impatient with me, not thinking like her. It was like I had to play catch up and think like her. She wanted me to look at my sons differently. She literally told me, you need to stop looking at them like they're your babies and look at them like they're future predators. And I'm like, what the hell? Why would I do that? And
whoa. Back that up.
Yeah.
What? You need to look at your sons as future predators?
Yeah, she said all men are predators, all men want children, all men want to sleep with children, and that I should look at my children as if they are those predators and move as such. And I didn't know what that meant at all. And I just was like, I'm not. And this is right. She needs to stay away from women who have children and sons specifically, because I'm not going to look at, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I don't think that's a healthy way of looking at your children like that, especially a 2 and 8-year-old. Yeah. So she don't want to talk about that. Oh, and one more thing I want to clarify, because she keeps bringing up Yanni's birthday.
All righty. Y'all heard it.
That is wild.
Priscilla told B Taylor, and I got it quoted down, mothers of boys should not look at them like they're babies. Don't look at your 2-year-old son as a baby. Look at him as a future predator. Bitch, I will shoot you playing about my son. Period. On the dead homies, bitch. On the dead homies. I will take your life playing with my son. And don't get it twisted, because if my son out here doing the most, he got me to deal with. Okay? And not just me. He got uncles. He has a father. He has a grandfather. We got men over here. Go ahead, Godmomma. What's your little comments?
Please hit the like. Thank you.
And this so she's writing books by ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
She can't go very long without a partner. B Taylor goes to say that in the past year, including the 6-month relationship, she's had 4. Because mind you, she had a girlfriend before she got with B Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Another girl somewhere else in the line. Oh, that was before that. Okay. So before that, there was a girl. She broke up with her. Then there was the Asian girl. Then there was B. Taylor. And now there's a girl right now that they've only known each other for 3 weeks, maybe now. She said a week, but that was like weeks ago.
Yeah, but it ended up rolling out that B. Taylor noticed her from the book club. That these people pay $50 to be a member of. Princella has a book club that people have to pay $50 to be a part of, and they dissect. They pick a book, they dissect the book, they have movie nights or whatever. But $50
a month, right?
Yes. When she was just at the very beginning, I know we've been here for a while, y'all, but at the very beginning, she was talking and bashing Farrakhan, the Islam faith, and Polite, and all of the others for making people pay to talk to them, for making people pay to learn something from them, for targeting low-income, poverty, unfortunate souls. To now, that is exactly what she's doing.
Yep. She read the manuscript, claims she rewrote it with ChatGPT, and now these are her words. She done got $8,000 of your money off her $10,000 GoFundMe, plus the other $2,300 off her fundraiser for her baby, plus her $50 a month membership for her book club, plus whatever TikTok pays her, plus whatever YouTube pays her, plus whatever people hitting her Cash App. So she's doing exactly what she sat up here and told us, don't do it. Don't give your money to these Brother Polites and these Farrakhans. Ladies, what you doing for these men's, you could be doing for me, the Queen Man.
Now, can you pull up, since you just said this, can you go to the playlist?
I'm there. I'm already there.
And pull up the Princella Borrowed. And I need you to go to the 1 minute, 35 second mark and let it run to 2:21.
Princella Borrowed?
She says Princella
And you want us to go to what's the minute mark? I'm sorry.
1:35.
1:35. Okay, baby. Let me get my screen up for y'all.
And it's not, you'll know because it's not very long.
Yeah,
but just y'all, y'all just listen. Don't I want it to, you just have to play it till 2:21 because it's just a very specific thing that y'all need to. She tells you what's popping.
Okay, well let's see what's popping. What's popping, B?
You know, they and them. I am the them in this scenario. So what's going on and what happened and why am I saying this? Okay. A few days ago, I was watching a video on Taz exclusive The Goats channel regarding Princella Clark's collaboration with Sister George and Concrete of The Breakdown, A Woman's Perspective, which is also another platform. And watching that, oh my God, it set off alarms within me, due in part to how Princella Clark responded to what I perceived to be reasonable questions. Add to it that she appeared to rage quit off of the panel.
When you also make the shorts, and I think some of this is mocking, and you'll tell men like, yeah, because I get more hoes than you, and this, that, and the other. It's kind of like what the type of language that we are used to men. We're used to men expressing themselves.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all really don't understand the art of the occult. I'm a master at what I do. What I'm supposed to do: sit up here and go back and forth and explain myself to niggas that I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a damn about their opinion, right? Okay. So if you're gonna accuse me of something, I'm not gonna defend myself. That's right, you mad. You say I run a lesbian cult. My women love the pimping that I'm doing.
So what's the big deal? Okay.
You can stop it right there. Thank you. We're done. We don't need this anymore.
What?
She said, my women love, my lesbian cult women love the pimping that I'm doing. Okay. And see, and this is how, and this is in no way, shape, form, or fashion are we trying to push the agenda that Princella is Nature Boy, okay? Or as dangerous as Nature Boy. Not trying to do that here. But what I can pinpoint is the similarities. And the similarities are where they like in this specific clip, they'll tell the audience what they're doing. But the audience is so in such a facade that they think she's just trolling. And for the longest time, that's what we had to deal with Eligio, right? People would just say, he's just trolling. He makes all this up. It's just a script. Blah, 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 blah. But coming out to find out this was not trolling. This was not a script. This was real life, you know? So it's just the similarities in their actions that is raising concerns or red flags, as you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's just, and she said, you heard how she said it. Hold on, let me pause this. You heard how she said it, right? With conviction and without shame. And, you know, what's the problem? Why are y'all mad at me? They love the pimping. That's what pimps tell their whores on the street. These bitches love it. That's what certain predators say about their victims. Well, you shouldn't have been there. You shouldn't have been this. You love it. You came back for it. You love it. Child, get the out my face. Let a fool talk. They'll tell you eventually the truth. They sure will. They sure will. Let them talk. Let them talk. And that's what we've done for y'all today. We've let Priscilla talk. Okay. And her little ex-girlfriend. All right. What's next on our docket, Mama?
Well, let's see. Because there's so much here. I think since we're on B. Taylor, let's go to the Queen Saves B. Taylor. Since we're here with the people, to give them the backstory of what we were kind of doing commentary on with B. Taylor's live. B. Taylor says, you know, they met before, but then Priscilla called her and was like, let's do a troll move on the manosphere. You dress real sexy and sit back, and I'm going to handle the rest. And we are going to show the world these men in the manosphere. And the reason why I chose this specific time mark is 48 minutes. It starts at 48 minutes, 46 seconds.
Yes, ma'am.
The reason why I chose this specific frame is because people keep asking, how is Priscilla changing or getting these women that are heterosexual to even entertain the idea or the thought that she has? This clip, if we let it run to 53 minutes and 26 seconds, I've listened to it, so I can kind of tell you when to cut it. But you'll see, and God is so beautiful. You'll see why heterosexual women are listening to Priscilla.
To her. Okay, good. This is great. This is great. This is why she's getting $50 a month for book club. Let's listen to it.
I'm trying to figure out, because it sounds like, you know, Anton is cool, you know, with the 14-year-old busting the teacher down, because it ain't the same. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, it's not what it sounds like. It's what it is, because he said he bust down an older woman when he was, I think he said he was 12 or 13, and he was messing around with grown women. So he thinks that that's okay.
That's okay, right? Because the male's purpose, this is what people don't understand. The male's purpose on planet Earth biologically is to pass his genes along. Men and women are not the same, right? This is the reason why the average male, the overwhelming majority of males, do not see a problem with this, which is the reason why Boosie got his son a stripper, okay? Right? Because this is their ultimate life goal biologically. Everything else is artificial. Getting a house, getting a car, getting social status, that's all artificial, which has no bounds on biology. The highest biological goal of the male is to pass his genes along. So they praise that as early as they can get it in their mind. 13, popping a 25-year-old, that's gold to them because of their biological or ultimate biological goal. This idea of equality, people are buying into it when it's false. It's not real. So here's the thing. We're sitting here listening to the male psyche. Y'all have not learned how to actively listen to people without projecting your own BS onto a situation or what a person's saying. Learn to hear exactly what a person is saying and interpret what they are saying, not what you feel they're saying, not what you want them to say. Listen to them and hear exactly what they're saying and take it for exactly what it is. He don't see a problem with it. Why doesn't he see a problem with it? Because biologically, that's what they're about. Period.
let's be real. Logic is saying this because he don't want to be wrong. He don't believe that shit.
What I'm saying, no,
he don't believe that shit.
What I'm saying,
Logic.
Listen, and Anton is letting you know that the other male is full of it. You know why? Because men know other men. They know each other, so he know that this dude lying. He know that he lying because the male does not have an internal moral compass. Morality is a byproduct of philosophy. Philosophy does not exist at the lower part of the chakras, right? Which is where males are trapped at. This is why Anton Daniels can say straight up, logic is lying. Because he know he lying, and I know he lying.
Now, the Godmomma's right. For this, if you guys will share the playlist at the end so you guys can watch all these videos for yourself. But mind you guys, she had a mentor for 15 years. Everything she's saying she got from a man. But now men are the low ones, and men they're not philosophers. They're not this.
Mm-hmm.
This that flip-floppy stuff. But if you're not peeping it, if you don't have discernment, you go click on this live, you're gonna be like, who is this woman preaching truth?
Right.
Who is this woman? Facts, sister, facts. Fuck these niggas. Yes, girl.
Right, because the center of the conversation is it okay for an older man to mess with a younger girl? Is it in the same category for an older man to mess with a younger girl as it is for an older woman to mess with a younger boy? And of course, like always, men say, oh, hell no, that's fine. I won't say all the times because I've learned to stop doing that. But majority time, men are like, oh, yeah, high five. That's, that's what's up. We But and most women, right, get triggered from hearing that because we feel like, no, that's not right. I don't care if it's a woman or a man. If you're older, and that's not right. Okay. So when Princella comes to say, well, this is why X, Y, and Z, that they say this because this is their nature. This is who they are. They're never going to change. This is what they do.
Right.
Women are going to be like, you're right. You're right. Because listen to them. Listen to them speak. Listen to them go back and forth with each other. Now, granted, they're on the internet, so maybe they're putting on a show, whatever, right? But she's still being like Bishop, being able to use those certain situations to sway the public's opinion.
Yeah. Yep. Let's get back to it, baby.
Cause see, me and Anton, we on the same team, baby. Me and Anton saying the same thing. Ain't no debate, baby. Ain't damn needed.
Oh, no, hold on.
Wait, how old believe it?
How old were you?
Maybe like 14.
That is short.
How old was it?
She said that was where we was going to end it anyways. Because she said me and Anton Daniels, and a lot of people in the manosphere know Anton Daniels. He's a big name over in the manosphere. But she said me and Anton Daniels, we're the same.
Yeah.
We're the same. So if she's sitting here telling you she has the same mindset as this man, hello, anyway.
Why are you following that? Hello. And she's telling you, listen to their words. They're telling you. And then she turns around and says, me and Anton are the same. So I'm going to listen to his words and I'm going to listen to yours too, Goofy. Goofy bitch.
Because what did she tell us at the beginning of this live? No one is above question. Is that not what she told us?
That's right.
Not one leader is above question. And we've got some questions because this is looking a little.
We got some questions, baby. We got some questions. Is this toxic femininity or is this our sisterhood savior, y'all? Where's all them Negroes that used to say woman is God? Is this y'all's God right here? Is this what y'all meant when y'all said woman is God? You see, they switched that philosophy real quick too. Child, Anton is a joke.
So we've kind of touched on the toxic femininity part, right? So let's kind of move into what she is perceiving as the sisterhood, as being the sisterhood savior. And so we'll get into how she feels about the nuclear family, what her ideal community looks like, what it means to be married, and why women should not choose marriage. Lurk kind of spoke on it before, women who support men and how they're dumb for doing it. And just so I wanted to bring to you all her actual teachings. So instead of just her tea, her drama, her this, her that, you know, show you all what she is really teaching the public. So maybe you do think she has some validity to what she's saying. Because baby, the drama side, the expose, the sleeping on dirty mattresses and hopping from this girl to that girl to this girl, it sounds a little toxic. It sounds like we're moving in toxic femininity, but I would like to give the sister a chance and kind of let the audience hear what she has to say. My favorite one was the hardly initiated one because they kind of broke it, got her to kind of break down her ideologies a little bit better than anyone else so far.
What if toxic femininity is the sisterhood savior? Get me the fuck out of here. I'm good. I'm good. I know who my savior is, and it ain't no damn Priscilla. Okay. Period.
The queen maker.
Period. Okay, which one do you want me to go to? Because there's another video that I don't have in the playlist. But it's her little story. It's when she talks about her family. I have that as well queued up. She gets into the history of her mother, her father, her moving from place to place, and that. But what is there something you want queued up out of this? You want to go to the high powered one or
the Pastor Tim?
The what?
Hardly
Pastor
initiated.
Tim. Oh, hardly initiated. Okay, because I have high powered up here and then hardly initiated. Okay, hardly initiated.
Start at 550.
550. Let me share my
Go
screen.
Please put this on 1.5 at least. At
Okay.
least, because Princella slow walks. I've been listening to it on 2 times the speed, but I don't want to do that to the audience because they may not be able to hear every single thing that she says.
Yeah.
But she slow walks enough for at least 1.5, child, because we'll be here all night.
Yeah, we'll be here all night. Yeah, because I don't want to do that. It's Friday night. I don't want to hold y'all, and we're celebrating over here at Mikasa. So I don't want to be here all night either. We just want to turn y'all on. You know what I'm saying? We want to put y'all on game. And but before we end the show, there is something I do want to speak of that is concerning, but it goes right along with all of this stuff. You guys, I love the chat. Y'all are right up on it with us. Y'all know what time it is over here. All right, let's get into it, y'all.
I think there's, really great perspective to be found in this. One thing I hear you talk about a lot, Princella, is your views on just in general traditional roles and relationships. So I want to start the conversation right there for us, because when we're talking about, I've heard you say some things about the nuclear family, right? And before I get into the nuclear family, just so we clear on what these words even mean, can you define what the nuclear family is so we all speak the same language? When you say nuclear family, Princella.
Okay, well, the nuclear family is basically the centralization of what it takes to build the United States corporation, what the United States corporation is founded on.
And is it safe to say that that's a man, a woman, and pretty much his family all under one home residence?
Yes.
Okay.
A man, woman, and children.
Got it.
Yes.
So it sounds like you also have opinions about that, because I've even heard you go as far to say that the nuclear family is pretty much it's not relevant. It's outdated.
Well, I won't say it's outdated. I would say that it was an artificial creation to begin with. It's not natural. And the only reason for a nuclear family is to support the artificial creation of the United States, which is a corporation. So that's the backbone of the United States corporation. That is not the backbone of nature and how things were naturally meant to be. The true family is a community. And if you are Black.
I ain't heard this yet. I ain't heard this. I mean, I know we skimmed through some things last night, so maybe I missed it. I ain't heard this, bitch. What? I know that. Okay.
You understand that we have always said that it takes a village to raise a child. The nature of the woman is communal, and there are things that the woman is capable of doing that the male is not capable of doing. And because of this, the solid family foundation would be more of an extended family where there are multiple women
to help rear and steer the children so that all of the weight is not put on one person. The nuclear family cuts that off and makes women independent and having them to carry the majority of the domestic duties alone because the male is not wired or capable of sharing these duties with her because it goes against his nature. So what ends up happening in the nuclear family is that the woman becomes extremely stressed out where she's trying to beg and force the male to help her in a way that he's not designed to help her, which is the reason why there are constant issues in nuclear family setups. So if it's hard to do, that means you're going against nature because nature is the path of least resistance. People are having hard times trying to maintain a nuclear family because it's anti-natural.
So pretty much, just for general understanding, you believe that men and women should not live together in the same residence?
Absolutely.
They should not?
They should not.
Okay, so a man should not be living in the home where he raises his children?
No, let me tell you. There is separation pretty much everywhere. Everybody understands that there should be separation because if you didn't, then no one would be complaining about men going into women's bathrooms, right? Everybody would just share a bathroom. Everybody would share locker rooms. People understand that there should be a healthy separation. And what happens is when you cohabitate, you put pressure on both the male and the female, which causes dysfunction in the house because it's going against both parties' nature. So the way the male's brain is wired is not conducive to the way women function and vice versa. So there's a study that has come out that shows that men's cortisol levels rise when you ask them to clean up, right? And that clutter does not bother men, right? They can sit in it and it doesn't impact them. But women's cortisol levels go up when there's clutter around. So there's an inverse relationship between males and females, not just from that standpoint, just from a biological standpoint of what is called sexual conflict. So because of this inverse relationship, when men and women get together, there is inevitable conflict that happens where one party ends up having to do a lot of cutting down of themselves and tolerating in order to maintain this environment, which never really works out. So because of that, the stress load that men carry, women don't understand the stress load because they don't understand the neurological wiring of the male. So they don't understand that his cortisol levels go up when you ask him to clean up. They don't understand that men can tolerate that and they're not bothered by clutter. They don't understand that. They also don't understand that men's ability to communicate is severely stunted, right? So when women are talking to men, a lot of times within 30 seconds of a woman talking, a lot of his brain starts to shut down where he's not even listening to her. So she doesn't understand that. She also doesn't understand the volume in which she speaks also impacts the male in negative ways. The woman doesn't understand any of these things. She also doesn't understand that the male cannot, a lot of males have an issue called alexithymia. More males are affected by that than women. And that is a lack of an emotional vocabulary. So not only do men have an issue trying to express how they feel in their own body, a lot of men, per studies, show that they can't even decode the look on a woman's face. They can't decode her facial expression. So there's a lot of ignorance on what the male is and is not capable of. And because women have been sold fairy tales and delusions about men, women approach men with the idea that she is supposed to treat him and handle him like he's a woman. So women are expecting men to perform, communicate, and think like women, and they can't. But she doesn't know that's what she's expecting. And so when she's trying to talk to him, trying to get him to clean up, trying to get him to listen to her, what she doesn't realize is that she's putting an enormous amount of pressure on him that he can't handle. And because of the biological wiring, there's more of an opportunity that he will snap on her, right? If he doesn't snap and he leaves the home, he might go and stress relieve through sex with someone else. This is the male's behavior, and women are trying to force something that is not going to work when you're trying to cohabitate with the male. So his inability to obviously see when things need to be cleaned up because it doesn't bother him, he's going to let it sit there. And guess who's going to end up picking up that load? The woman is. She's going to be upset. She's going to fuss and all of that.
Now, keep in mind, after this interview, she has to go home to her pissy mattress.
To cause him issues. So the most healthy thing to do would be to have a separate living environment. Not saying that he can't be in his children's lives, but for the woman to have peace and for the woman to be able to function in her most optimal way, that means the environment can't be stressful. The male's presence is going to be stressful on the woman because if you're religious, they believe that the woman is supposed to do all of the domestic work. She's supposed to do the cooking, cleaning, and all of this. And this is all on her as an individual. Now take the environment that we're living in where a lot of people can't even afford to live just on one paycheck. So now you have to have more people working. If she's carrying the bulk of the load and she's doing the bulk of the child rearing, at what point does the woman get an opportunity to replenish and not be so beat down and worn down when the male believes his only job is to either go to work and then put the rest of the load on her, right? This is what's happening in marriages. And because the male's brain is not wired to carry these loads, he'll make a million excuses why he shouldn't do it.
And I want to just get clarity here before I give it to Tim to get his take on this. But
a lot is being said.
Yeah.
She basically said a lot right there. She said a lot.
We over here
Can't hear you.
switching at the same time. My bad. There we go.
Yeah, she said
Y'all, I'm exhausted.
she said that, but do you see why she is attracting a lot of women? Do you see? Because
A
of the
lot of
way
unhealed. Let's talk about the kind of women she's attracting, though, because she's not attracting bitches like us. She's attracting unhealed, abused, vulnerable women.
Mhm.
So, and I don't know her age range. I don't know because she's only 37.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if she's dated older. We do know her husband's older, but as
Mhm.
far as the women, is she like the men?
Right.
Picking off the younger, vulnerable women. And
Right.
I'm not talking younger adolescent people. I'm not talking that. I'm talking 20s and early 30s. I don't know. This was a lot. I hadn't heard this one, Godmomma. So this one kind of got me like, bitch, what? She's talking about how men don't want to clean up. And that is an issue that we have spoke on over here at the Concerned Citizens podcast, when we hold men accountable. And then when they say, well, a woman is, she don't want to do this and that because she's burnt out with the kids. When we were talking about the vacation live, right? That the man don't want the women going. I don't want you going with your hoe friends. Well, we need a break. That's some of the stuff. That's what Godmomma's saying, that some of these women can relate because they are overused. They are in a 2-parent household, but they're still a single parent. Right?
Right. And
So
that's who
we do speak on stuff like that over here, and we can agree with some of that.
And
But
that's
we're
who
not
she's mainly
projecting that onto
catering
all
to.
men.
No.
Yeah.
And that's it. They find their audience and they stick to their specific taste of audience. And that is the audience. She does have a lot to unpack. If you guys want to get into it, it's pretty long. It's like 30 minutes, but she gets into it on that same podcast of just a
If it's
rundown.
30 minutes and we're on 1.5, that's 15 minutes for us. Oh no, if I do 2.0 or something, it'll be okay. Yeah, because then we're already at 1. Oh my
I
gosh.
know. That's what I told you.
And there's so much other stuff that we didn't even play. But again, y'all go do your own stuff. We've done it because we didn't play the one. We didn't play the one with her in the black dress. That's on my Twitter. Maybe you know what I'm saying. We still have some stuff of how she cooks, she cleans. It comes out of her own mouth. Should I before we get back to this? Should I go to my Twitter and pull that up real quick? Godmomma, is it on my Twitter?
I don't know.
Did I put that one on my Twitter?
I don't know.
Of her in the black dress? I did. Because it's off of Reddit. Because it's off Reddit. Yep, I sure did. Y'all, come on. Let's go over here to Twitter and see what she said fucking 10 years before this. Bitch, you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up, ho. If you thinking you taking the sisterhood anywhere, bitch. We ain't going, ho. Look, now I'm starting to get a little spicy, y'all. I'm sorry. It's because I've been listening to her for... Godmomma had me listening to this lady for hours. I am burnt out. Okay, come on. Y'all over here with me on Twitter?
I'm burnt.
Oh, I'm not on my page. Hold on, I got to go to my profile first. Oh, this is my profile. What is all this shit? Oh, it was on late last night. Okay, this is her. Hold on. Let's see what she had to say real quick. Come on, y'all. How do I make this a little bigger with some volume? Bloop. Bloop. Let's listen to Princella.
I don't hear anything.
You can't hear it?
Mm-mm.
You can't hear it?
Mm-mm. No, I couldn't hear it.
Am I sharing the screen with y'all correctly?
You were, but you're not now.
I'm not. Oh, because it jumped. I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all. I forgot. It took me to another place. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm over here watching her dance around. My bad, y'all. I am so sorry.
You're
Thank
right,
you.
Rocket Queen. She is all over the place, and that's kind of the reason why we're kind of all over the place. Because in
Okay, are
order
we good
to
now? Are we on
Yep,
the screen?
I
Okay,
see
cool.
her. Yep.
Okay, cool. We on the screen.
She just, I mean, right? If you watched us, or watch not just us, but watched Nature Boy, right? We watched him evolve from Tahuti. We watched him evolve, So people do evolve. They're given the right to evolve.
What's the definition of evolution? I mean, let me not get that deep with y'all, because is this really an evolution? Yeah, it is. It is. Whatever. Whether it evolves for the greater good or not. Okay, well, let's look at Priscilla and what y'all couldn't hear. I was over here listening. I am so sorry, y'all. Please forgive me.
And I'm not a bad bitch like some of y'all females like to call yourself. I'm a bad woman. Real woman. I cook, I clean, I got a job, I'm fine, I'm sexy. And I'm not a bad bitch like some of y'all females like to call yourself. I'm a bad woman. Real woman.
Oh. Okay. So this is what she's saying 7 years ago or something? This is what she's saying 7 years ago, y'all. But is over here on these other men's platforms talking about what woman want to stay home and do with all that. But you was bragging about that to your husband that you're still married to, baby. You still married to the cameraman. So y'all see that though? She cute, she cooks, she cleans, she go to work. She ain't a bad bitch, she a bad woman. But she over here on this podcast telling us something completely fucking different. Now, mind you, they're years apart, so that's what Godmomma said. Is this the evolution? And to me, yeah, this is the evolution of hold on, let me refresh this, y'all. Let me get y'all back up on this podcast. What's the time stamp on this one, Godmomma, that we want to hear the more of? Do you have one? 30 more minutes of this hardly initiated?
Yes, 2 hours, 15 minutes, 10 seconds is where it starts.
2 hours, 15, 10.
And please, I will drop the playlist is unlisted right now, but I will drop it publicly so y'all can go and watch, and if you want to watch the full videos and even subscribe to some of these certain different podcasts, because Highly Initiated is a great podcast. If you like really good, wholesome types of conversations, everyone we've shared, just give them your
Go
click
show
and
support if you want to. If you want to, that's why we put in the work for y'all. Shout out to Godmomma for what I'm saying, bringing this to the table, because I wouldn't have known no Priscilla if it weren't for Godmomma. You know what I'm saying? That bitch would have never hit my algorithm. Okay, ever. Period. All right, let's listen to a little bit more, y'all. And then I've got 2 things I want to sum up the show with.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
just generally about your experience with men.
Yeah, because I don't like to talk about my personal experience. You know why? Because I don't like for it to be subjective. I like to stay on objective.
Your experience is facts.
No. But typically when people talk about the conversation that I'm having, they like to paint it as if it's because of your experience. Let me tell you.
Wait. Now, life experience does impact how you perceive things.
But see, that's what I'm saying. People want to say that it's tainted. But let me tell you something about experience. Every single thing in this world has been perfected based on experience. The best winners have taken the most L's. You don't win without taking no L's. And how you win is going back to review the tapes. Right?
I like the spirit of optimism now that you have.
I always have.
I like that.
No, I always have optimism. But here's the thing: for every effect, there is a cause, right?
Yes.
All right. So I come from a scientific point of view, and once I get to a point where it's continue to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, then then something has to change. Okay. So I date women now, but this month
only women. You only date women.
I only date women now. This month made one full
still married to a man.
Okay. Prior to this, I've been with men my entire life.
Okay.
Now, my experiences with men have been me working with men, me being friends with men, and me dating men. After 20 years of experience, I have come to a conclusion about a variety of men. Because I've been a tomboy my whole life, I have access to men in a way that the average woman who's girly girl and whose friends are mostly female, I have more knowledge than she does, right? So let's just start with first my mentor being a male when I was 16 years old. My mentor was a political activist, right? So he introduced me to the conscious community, right? So he put me on to the 5 Percenters, Nation of Islam, I read a lot of this stuff.
Because I want to make sure, I know we're cutting up in the chat, but I want to make sure y'all are remembering these references that we've pulled together all night. Remember back in the video, she was talking about Farrakhan and crush and, you know, bashing Farrakhan. She was big upping her mentor, who had been her mentor for
Yep.
15 years. We just heard that that started at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, press play.
Okay. So keep up. Thank you, Godmomma. You're right. And you saying how I'll introduce the conscious community, these leaders, We
Mhm.
know.
5 percenters. He introduced her to the conscious community, to the 5 percenters.
And
Mhm.
we know, we can hear it.
We hear it
We can
all
hear
day
it.
now. Mhm.
We can hear it.
A message to the black man or whatever. All right. For him, it was dealing with me to help me in the music industry. At least that's what I thought. But the entire objective for him was basically to use me as a tool to help or whatever political campaigns that he wanted to run for the area that we was in. Right. So we always butt heads. Now he taught me some key things that I took with me to right now. Right. And I learned through the experience with him what narcissistic personality disorder really, really looked like. Right. And so to make a long story short, we had a album that we put because I rap or whatever. And I produced the album, and he got upset with me for something very menial, right? I had a seatbelt ticket. I mean, I didn't know anything coming out, you know, from where I was. So I got a seatbelt ticket, and it turned into a bench warrant. And he got upset because I let the ticket turn into a bench warrant. So basically, he was like, "You too immature. I don't want nothing to do with the company or whatever." We ain't made no money up until this point. But anytime we did a company, he always wanted to be the CFO. He wanted to be in control of the money, right? So what happened with this? He basically said, "I don't want nothing to do with the company. You can have it," and I'm gone. Well, somehow Manny Fresh from Cash Money got a chance to hear the album and gave some feedback on the album. It gets back to him that, you know, Manny Fresh was like, "Oh, y'all got solid platinum, you know, hits or whatever." So he come back to me and is like, "Yeah, Manny Fresh, I got Manny Fresh on deck. Now what the fuck you want to do? If you want to get me out the company, you're gonna have to pay me millions." And I'm like, "What? We ain't made no money." Now I'm 19, 20 years old at this time. Now keep in mind, I just came out of Christianity, okay? Because I denounced Christianity on my own because I was raised Baptist or whatever. So anyway, this happens.
Did y'all have an intimate relationship?
No, he was really just a mentor to me.
Okay.
So it wasn't nothing sexual there at all. But anyway, so this happens, and I'm just like, well, forget it. Then I threw all of those CDs away because I'm the type of person, I'm just gonna disconnect. I'm not even gonna go through all of that. So anyway, we separated like that. But the whole thing was to try to control me, my mind, for whatever he wanted. And it was like, okay, so you ain't nothing but a little meal piece, a little chess piece that I'm moving around.
And was he your first bad experience with a man?
I won't even say bad experience. This is the first experience of me having a direct insight on the male. So
when you say this is the first experience with direct insight on the male, I'm assuming that means you didn't have a father figure to give you some of that insight prior to being 16.
My father was there. Yeah, he had just got out of the military, so he was there. He already knew. People in the community knew this guy, right?
So I mean, but you said this guy was the first time you got from another male that's not your father.
Well, if you want to talk about my father, my father was an alcoholic, and he actually broke my mother's nose with a telephone receiver.
I got you.
Okay.
So your experiences with negative experiences
Right.
with men started very early.
Very early. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, but what we're not gonna do is try to make it seem like that's
No. I don't want to do that. I just think that's context.
Yeah, no, I want to give context, but I need to get through more of them, right? So that you can see the consistent thing. Because here's the thing: if I put 100 marbles up here or M&Ms up here, and I made 98 of them blue, and I made 2 of them yellow, and then I mix them up, what's the likelihood that you're gonna pull out a yellow one? Let's say the yellow ones are the good ones.
2%.
Right, 2%.
Well, no. That depends on what tool you're using, right, and how you and what the strategy is for you to go about rapping.
I literally just said, shake it up in the bag.
If you randomly draw, that's all I'm saying. If you're using your eyes, it could be different.
Let's get to the point now. Okay.
You said.
Because y'all asked me a question, okay? Because I don't really talk about my personal experiences unless somebody asks me.
I'm not. Just so you understand, I'm not using your personal experiences to say what you're saying is not justified, because a lot of what people been through allows them to go into deep research and to study and actually become credible in certain spaces. So I'm not saying that's discrediting you, but I think that's just important for the audience just to get context from the message in general. You have a story.
Right. And what I'm saying is I want to tell the story. So let me tell it. All right. So that's 1 and 2, right?
Okay.
So during the CD period.
What about the intimate relationships?
Oh my God! Are you gonna let me talk?
No. I promise you, you've had about 75% of the talk. Priscilla, we letting you talk.
I know.
I promise you, we letting you talk.
I know, but y'all asking me questions that y'all ain't letting me answer. So he specifically.
I just want you to give us like the Cliff Note version on I'm not trying to
okay,
shorten you,
because y'all looking for a specific answer. When I give
just
you
like
answer,
Vic, just like Bishop, just like all the. Let me. I gotta explain it in 500 ways. You're not letting me do that. You're not letting me do that.
Then it's like, okay, so y'all not asking specific questions, but here's the thing: I'm getting specific with you because I could tell you about the time a guy pulled a gun on me. All right, I mean, I could tell you about the time that a guy nearly flipped me over being drunk. Okay, I can tell you about the guy who took $40,000 from me, right? Running a Nation of Islam hustle on me. I mean, if you want me to get there, let me talk and I'll get you there.
There you go.
Okay?
No, go ahead.
But just let me talk, all right? Because there is a reason why women experience what they experience with men, and it's the false belief about who men are that have women selecting men. You got women selecting men based on his job. You have women selecting men based on his religious beliefs. These are all faulty selective models. They're all faulty, right?
I would agree if only using those specific criteria, one, or using just only those two. Yeah, it's faulty.
But
You
here's the
should
thing.
consider a lot more.
Which is the reason why I have what I call the 41 shades of men, all right? I learned those 41 shades by being around men, right? I worked in male-dominated industries. I spent 8 years in the military, mostly around men, because I was a tomboy. Let me tell you something. Men let me in to their mind, okay? So the men that I worked with, oh man, they were all married. I'm one of the only women that they talk to like I'm one of them. So I'm in a circle where it's like 8 men and I'm the only woman in there. My manager is basically talking to all us, yeah, man, when my wife leave the house, I'm fucking her niece, right? And that pussy good. This is how men talk to me. So
those low level men.
Yeah, it sounds like very low level. I wouldn't let a man talk to me around that.
Let me put it like this. The book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie.
Hold on, no. Let's not forget earlier she says, and this is out of B. Taylor's mouth, not Princella's, but I'm going to take B. Taylor's word. She says that men, that's what you deserve, right? She was going through like, oh, I could tell you about the time I got flipped over, a gun to my head. Well, that's your fault, isn't it, Princella?
For choosing men.
That was your fault, according to your teachings. But now you're trying to blame the men and excuse the men for why you are the way you are. Maybe it was you, ma'am. Have you ever stopped to think about that maybe it was you? No? Oh, okay.
Carnegie says in chapter 1,
just
on page 4, chapter 1, that most men believe that they're good, right? Let even the hardest criminal tell it that none of them are bad men. So when men try to speak and say, oh, that's just that male, they basically try to isolate women and make it seem like you only know bad men. It's like no male knows another bad male. But guess what? Men, ancient philosophers, top level men, they all say the same thing about men. So for Dale Carnegie and Sigmund Freud to have in a book that is dedicated to men to say that this is the psychology of males, that no male knows a bad man, that they never consider themselves as bad men.
She really brought up Sigmund Freud, bitch. Are you delusional? You know what? If that's where she's getting her philosophy from men, I understand now. Sigmund Freud?
Thank you. We're getting somewhere. Yay.
Fucking bye. Y'all got me.
We're getting somewhere.
Princella, please stop. Please stop. And I could never debate because you know what I'm saying? I'm not good. I can't produce a word salad like she could. She'd run laps around a bitch like me. But I would just, bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.
Right.
I would do you like True Freeman. Get the fuck off my panel. Bye, bitch. Bye.
It's $50 to hit the like.
Bye, bitch. Yeah,
women do not need to be listening to men talking about good men or
Shout out to the Monetized Podcast.
Stop wasting time talking about what a good man should be and just be one, right? So the fact of the matter is, women speaking about their experiences with men is pointless and baseless because the man is always going to go into ego mode to protect his own ego, which this is the reason why I don't even have these discussions. But I will let you know that the experiences that I have had with men have gone from damn near dangerous and life-threatening because, yes, I've had men to put their hands on me, right? I have had men pull guns on me. I have had men tell me the wicked stuff that they're doing that I work with, right? And these are of all different types of races. I had one guy let me know, hey, Princella, man, I just got finished fucking the receptionist, and they had to go clean the sperm out the car, brand new car. This is what men, this is what males are doing. Married. I have studied the down low male, and these men are married. There was this one guy by the name of Emmanuel. When he created this online journal, he ran this online journal for 10 years, and basically he started it as a man on the down low, and he wrote entries for years about all the men who were married that he was screwing up and down the East Coast. They were politicians, they were military men, they were sports, all these.
No. We don't need to go through a list of all the bad, shady characters from your past or that exist in the world. We have a platform of 200,000 people, for most of them women. So yes, we've heard those stories, and just like we've heard stories from the opposite from women. But we're not going to have this fear-based messaging to.
It's just reality-based messaging.
It's fear-based because reality, good men exist. The reality, bad men exist, and the vice versa for women.
I want women to see all y'all as good and take
No.
risks.
We want people. Yes, we do want to encourage people to take risks because a long-term relationship is a huge risk. But we don't want people to think that everybody everybody's the same, and that this situation is always going to happen to you. We want to have people to be forewarned that both men and women are capable of injustice or evils or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not going to sit here and just listen to a bunch of things that men have done wrong and think that's the best way that you want to communicate to men and women.
No, I don't think women should be trying to help men be better men. Men are responsible for being better themselves. So here's the thing: men can believe and do whatever they want, and I'm telling women that they don't have to participate in that, because who I care more about, because life is more important, and the nurturer and the sustainer of life is women, and women are the ones who have the children. They're the ones who need to make the better decisions. So I really don't care what men really think about the message, because they want access to women and they want women to take these big risks on them. I think women need to have their self-interest and think about the risk that she's taking, because she is taking bigger risks. The male is not the one taking bigger
I'm
risks.
curious about this too, because I think it was a major life decision to make, because I get your concerns, especially personally. It's just in your life when it comes to bringing men into your life. So you pulled out altogether. Now, making the major decision to date women, have you found that to be a much more successful model as far as to be able to have peace?
Great
and,
question.
free of issues and so on and so forth, going in that direction?
Before you answer that,
yeah.
First of all, just thank you for.
Can you pause
the
it
gift
for
of your
just a
moment.
second before he does this?
Because you.
The only reason why I kept, because he is he probably wouldn't say he's the whole host of the main host of the show, but he is one of the main hosts of the show. And I want the audience to watch how Princella reacts to this man, really feeling an emotion of, I just heard this woman's traumatic story of someone holding a gun to her head, someone raping her, someone beating her, someone stealing from her. And he is literally crying because he feels so bad, because he sees, why she is the way she is in his perspective. So I just want, a reason why I kept this part in is because I want the audience to watch how she responds. This is not necessarily about him and his crying. This was no shade to him, but I want them to see how just watch it.
Okay. Done enough, because I haven't seen this, so this is a real-time reaction from me.
Could have kept it at the statistics, and you didn't have to bring your own personal situations into it and the experiences you had. But as I sit across from you, I'm very heartbroken.
I appreciate it.
I'm heartbroken. From your father to your mentor to whoever put the gun on you. I just kind of need a minute, because you didn't deserve that, and that wasn't supposed to happen to you.
Wow.
And I know you've probably moved on, and you've integrated it and done some therapy, but as a 180-degree man sitting across from you, it makes me very angry, and it breaks my heart that you had to experience that. And I am pissed.
Wow.
I make no apologies for my tears or none of that. Everybody that's a dweller understands how I get down. I'm an empath and I'm a feeler. And whether your life experiences inform your message or not, and for what it's worth, and it's probably not worth anything. I just hate that happened to you.
Well, I appreciate it. It is what it is. It definitely taught me a lot of stuff, and I believe in purpose. I believe in purpose, and I don't believe anything is by accident. And those experiences, by trying over and over and over again, it doesn't even matter the caliber, man. It doesn't matter the age, it don't matter the race, it doesn't matter the tax bracket, because I done been there. I done dated them from my age to 2 toes in the grave. And it's the same exact behavioral pattern. So at this point, am I going to keep taking the blame for these men? Because at this point, it ain't me. The only thing that must be wrong is what I believe about men. Because clearly my belief system is wrong. Because, yeah, those things happen, but I've also been raped. I didn't have to have abortions from rape. From the man telling me, the one that pulled the gun, let me know, hey, if I wanted it, I could just take it. Because I tell him no, because he wants to have sex with me. I say no. So he pulls the gun, put it on my table, and let me know I can do this if I want to, right? To the male who rapes me and tells me, ain't nobody gonna believe you, right? That me and you dating, ain't nobody gonna believe I raped you, right? To another man grabbing me by my throat and slamming me into the shower because he was jealous of my ability to put business together and to communicate with people. See, that ain't me. there is something else going on here. And maybe my belief system about men is totally fucked up, because it is this belief system that I think that I'm supposed to be helping a man. I'm supposed to be submissive. I'm supposed to build the man up. You do these things and there's still a problem. So the last man, I had 2 men actually 3 men take money, large amounts of money, but the lowest amount was 2,000. So they all set me up for a lot of money, right? For every L you take, it's a lesson in those L's, right? So I go back and I figured out what kind of game they ran on me to be able to get over like that, right? So after losing money on 3 different occasions, can't no male get no money from me, right? After those abusive situations that I was in, and one of my friends had the nerve to tell me, he said, you know, I know me and Priscilla, I could have told you. I said, well, then why didn't you tell me, right? So men know how men think. Men know, right? So at the end of the day, out of all of these experiences I've had working on philosophy, because I have a background in cell and molecular biology. I went to school for that. But I did not incorporate that. I focused on philosophy, which was pro-Black philosophy, right? Supporting the man, you know, trying to help a brother out because white supremacy is, you know, stepping on his neck. This is it, right. So people who followed me before, you know, I had a following back in 2015 when Umar, Brother Polite, and all them was out. I was out too, and I was supporting the man, right?
Sweet Caroline blackberries, only available at
I'm
HEB.
telling you,
And crazy sweet.
he was able to really pull some things out of her that a lot of people haven't really heard her say. But again, we took you. This will be my final clip from my side.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just wanted to take you guys through the whole evolution of Prince.
And I think I'm done with this. We can watch that privately because she's just gonna
Yeah,
spew on.
she just keeps going on. She basically the only other part that she says in there is that she mentioned being raped in 2016, and that was from a one of her pro-Black, real, you know, in the community. So the evolution that we've watched, right? We've watched Princella go from this nuclear promoting, nuclear family promoting, pro-Black promoting, pro-men, to having to go through all these traumatic events. I'm not going to take away from any of those things that she experienced.
Facts.
To now we're charging $30 for ChatGPT written books.
Yeah.
We're hopping from coochie to coochie to coochie to coochie to coochie to coochie to coochie. Because on the interview, you said something, but she was saying something at the same time. In that interview, she was telling them that she just then is just now like a couple months into being a lesbian. And then B. Taylor pops up. Like, it's just, this is still new to her. And so to me, she's actively playing out her trauma. To me, that's what it's giving to me. To me, this is not a sisterhood savior. If we're getting ready to wrap up for people to be able to join in themselves. For me, this is not a sisterhood savior. For me, this screams toxic femininity. To me, this screams I'm running you off of a cliff, but I have blinders on you so you can't see until you're off the cliff yourself.
Yeah.
That's
Yep. And I agree. I said it earlier. This ain't no savior of mine, baby. I know who my savior is, and it ain't nothing over here. I promise you. I ain't find my savior on YouTube. I'm grateful for that. Grateful for that. Okay, because a lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are dedicated to this woman, paying their dues, $50 a month for book club, showing up to every live stream, gifting her on TikTok, hitting up her chat, whatever it's called, super chats, hitting up her Cash App.
Her membership tiers are ridiculous, friend.
Yeah.
The prices to her membership tiers are just wow.
So, and like Rocket Queen said, she's mirroring somebody, whether it's her mentor or someone else, but that's what a lot of these people do. I said it earlier. Sometimes the offended become the offender. And that's just what I get from her. I'm not taking away from what she's been through. It sounds traumatic, and I'm pretty sure it was.
Right.
And it's unfortunate that a lot of women can relate to her story. That's fucking sad.
Yeah.
And men, you've got to do better.
Yeah.
Get out of our business. Go handle yours. You're so ready to patrol my vagina. Go patrol your brother's penis. How about that? Your homeboy.
Right.
Don't worry about me. Go worry about your homeboy. You guys all have toxic friends. Oh, well, my homeboy did that. I don't agree with it, but yeah, I'll still pick up the call when he answers. Don't worry about us, men and sisters. Come on, let's pick each other up so we don't have more women turning into Princillas, and we don't have women running to Princillas. People are so scared to just be by themselves, like B. Taylor was saying. She, Princilla, has a really hard time being alone. She's on YouTube all the time. She's on TikTok the other time. She's on the phone. She's this. She's book clubbing. It's just nonstop, and she has a daughter right in front of her. Who allegedly is being neglected because of all this other stuff Princilla's putting out there. I did have some more stuff, but I'm going to leave it at where it's at. I think you guys got enough from we've given y'all the evolution of Princilla. Yeah, notebook is closed. I'll drop the link. We'll give you guys, I don't know, 5 minutes, 3 minutes or so to hit it. And if not, I think we're out of here on this Friday night. What time is it?
10:20. I know. I'm going to take a little intermission, run to the bathroom. We'll drop the link if no one hits it by the time we come back. We'll give our closing remarks.
I need a stretch, baby.
Yeah, a minute. Baby, I'll always be grateful. Okay, always be grateful. Well, I guess y'all read the room just like we read the room. And I guess no one has anything else to say. So I'll give my little
I got my background going. I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. I'll give my little 1-2s. I just again, like I said earlier, I feel like this is not a savior for the sisterhood. I feel like Princilla displays a lot of toxic femininity. What I do think is we could learn some things from Princilla. I'm not gonna take that away from her, because when she does break down the psychology of a man, when she does break down the nature of a man, she does hit some points. She does hit on some very valid points. So again, I think my advice to my brothers would be, hear what she says. Don't listen to what she says, but hear what she says, because a lot of the times she's saying things that your wife won't say, right? About the whole cleaning and that whole situation, right? She says things your wife won't say, your sister won't say, your auntie won't say. She says things that certain women in your life or in your surrounding area won't say. But I do feel like there are some things that men could take to better themselves. Because I feel like Princilla isn't even talking to us.
Yeah.
She's talking to men.
Yeah.
And she's trying to get men to see the quote unquote error of their ways through teaching them their psychology, teaching them their, whatever it is. But the only way she can do that is to disconnect the women from them. Then they'll listen to her because now she's stealing the women. So that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. Do I feel like we're gonna see her in another, like, as a nature boy? They're moving out of the country, pitching tents in the jungle. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either. And she has, if you guys haven't heard, CPS was called to her house after the B. Taylor expose. So it did get a little nasty between them. I'm not up to date with that. Again, this is someone, Godmomma introduced me. So I had to kind of hop in. I hopscotched my way in here and just kind of picked up where I could. And, thank you, Rocket Queen, because we put in homework on this one.
Thank you so much.
And we unlock, if you got, you know what I'm saying? I know you've been knocking her out. I know you had her on your panel and as well have, kind of said, well, do it, because she was kind enough to bless your panel. But, y'all, it's just, I've always felt this way. And I'll say it again. I know I sound like a repeat. Quit looking to other people. Stop. Okay, baby. That's cool. All right, hit me up later. Thank you for coming through. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Why? Because women can't read maps. I just stop looking for other people. Stop being so lonely. I'm so lonely. I'll take anything and everything. Start learning to love yourselves, men and women. Quit. Stop. I think we'll end off with no, I won't. I was gonna be petty and end off with her playing the piano, but I won't. I ain't even gonna pull that shit up. Fuck it. Y'all go watch B. Taylor. Princella was up there serenading her and playing the song. It was a mess, but you know what? Hey.
Oh, mess. We appreciate y'all coming out for our first episode of season 3. We told y'all we were getting back to our roots. And when someone says, Rocket Queen says, bring the petty, so get it queued up, okay? We forget we got nothing ass pictures in the chat. Okay?
Oh gosh, because baby, she was on that fucking piano, baby. What is this? Okay, let me cue it up for y'all. What y'all gonna do? Y'all ain't got shit going on right now. But go ahead, Mama. You were saying this is season 3.
Yeah, this is getting back to our original roots. So when someone says this is a cult, that's kind of our original root. So we had to kind of look into it a little bit. Going forward, it's going to be the same. We won't be here next Friday because Hostess with the Mostest has family celebrations and fabulous things to celebrate. So we will not be here for a topic on Friday. But again, we'll do our topics every Friday, our serious topics every Friday. We will be doing our rising transit reports.
We got a good one Monday. Y'all get ready because we fixing to go we taking some heads Monday. We got some catching up to do on some of the stuff that was going on. Y'all see my brother drop down in the chat. He wanted to know who so-and-so was. I had to ignore him because we're not on that type of time today. But I will be letting my brother know who he is. Anyways, so we got a lot going on Monday. But yes, I'm taking the weekend off and next weekend too. But before we go, this is the Queen Maker. And she gonna serenade us on our way out, y'all. Let's go.
You literally made
No, girl, that wasn't hitting. See y'all Monday.
Peace.
Have a good weekend.
My release. This is a part of what I do to have fun, and I'm a creative. creativity. I love it. You know what I'm saying? It's what keeps life interesting and makes it have fun. Makes me have fun.